Good morning, children. Today we learn a lesson called Quality of Mercy. It's in your Unit 5. So, under this topic, we learn a story called The Swan and the Princess. It's a folk play, means it's created by some unknown people. So, here we learn that how important it is to have a quality called mercy. Mercy means sympathy or concern or empathy, means showing some love and affection towards a helpless person or helpless thing. This is called the mercy, and it's very important for each and every person. Without mercy, no person or no animal can survive on the earth. So let's learn the play now. Let's start reading the first paragraph. It's a play actually, and many characters come in the play. So let's find out what are the characters first. Characters are Shuddhodana, the king of Kapilavastu, then Siddhartha, the prince of Kapilavastu, Devadatta, Siddhartha's cousin, the chief minister, and four other ministers of the king, the guard. So these are the characters we see here. So let's see what's the play. The first scene starts with the king's court. Let's see who are all there in the court. Shuddhodana, king, is sitting on his throne. His ministers are sitting around him. The chief minister is saying something to him. Just then, the guard enters and bows to the king. So here, King Shuddhodana, he is sitting in his kingdom, in his court, on the throne. Throne means the special chair made for the king. Simhasana, we call it in Kannada. So his ministers are sitting around him. Not only Shuddhodana is sitting, even his ministers are there. The chief minister is saying something to him. So the chief minister of Shuddhodana telling something, conveying some messages to the king Shuddhodana. Just then the guard enters and bows to the king. So then a guard comes, means a servant comes and he tells something to the king. Guard, long live the king, said Prince Devadatta wants to come in. So here guard is conveying some message to King Shuddhodana. What's the message? Here the Prince Devadatta means the son of Shuddhodana wants to come in. King, bring him in. The guard bows and goes out. Next, Chief Minister, I wonder why Prince Devadatta wants to see the king at this time. So here, the Chief Minister of Shuddhodana bit surprised and he says something. What? I wonder Prince Devadatta wants to see the king at this time. So he's asking why Devadatta wants to see the king at this very important time. Because Shuddhodana is sitting with his ministers and discussing some important things. At this time itself, the prince Devadatta wants to see the king. So what must be the reason? He's feeling surprised. The second minister is telling something. What he tells? Perhaps he wants to complain against someone. So the second minister says something about Devadatta. What it is? Maybe he wants to complain something. The guard enters with Devadatta. Both of them bow to the king. So Devadatta is coming in along with the guard, and both of them bow to the king. Means wish to the king. King, what is it, Devadatta? Why have you come to meet me at this time? So his king is asking Devadatta, what is the matter, Devadatta? Why have you come to me at this time? I'm in a very important meeting with the ministers, and why have you come here? So Devadatta, sir, the prince will not give me my swan. I want justice from you. So here Devadatta is complaining against someone whom he is complaining about. Sir, the prince will not give me my swan. The prince, another prince is there in the palace, is not giving back my swan. I want to take it from him. I want the justice. That means I want the swan back. King, smiling, be calm, Devadatta. Has Siddhartha taken your swan from you? Oh, king understood the very petty thing and he's smiling at Devadatta and telling something. Be calm, be cool. Whether Siddhartha has taken your swan from you? Devadatta, yes, sir, he has. I shot it and it fell on the ground near the prince. He picked it up and said he would not give it to me. Yes, Devadatta is telling. Yes, sir, he has taken my swan. I shot it with my gun, with my arrow, and it fell near the prince Siddhartha, and he picked it up and is not giving back to me. That means the wounded swan was taken away by Siddhartha, and he is not giving back to Devadatta now. King, that's very naughty of Siddhartha. To the god, go and call him. The god bows and goes out. So king is telling that, yes, it's very naughty thing done by Siddhartha. I shouldn't have done it. So asks guards to go and call Siddhartha. So he asked the guard to go and call Siddhartha. The guard bows and goes out. Third minister, softly to the fourth minister, the prince is a good lad. He can't do a thing that's wrong. So one more minister is speaking about these princes. The third minister is speaking about the Siddhartha. What opinion he has about Siddhartha? He says, the prince is a good lad. Lad means a boy. So the prince Devadatta is a good boy. He can't do a thing that's wrong. He never does a wrong thing, and I don't think the swan was taken away by Siddhartha. Next, the fourth minister, I agree with you. Even another minister is agreeing with the first one's words. Even he is agreeing that the Siddhartha is a good boy. He never does the wrong thing. The guard enters with Prince Siddhartha, who has a white swan in his arms. Siddhartha bows to the king. So now the guard entering the kingdom, the hall, and Siddhartha is there with him. So what is there in Siddhartha's hand? Siddhartha is holding a white swan in his arms. So there is a white swan in his arms, and Siddhartha bows to the king. He wishes the king. Now king is speaking. King, Siddhartha, Devadatta says that you have taken his swan. Is that the swan which you took from him? King is asking Siddhartha something. Let's see what he is asking. Siddhartha, Devadatta says that you have taken his swan. Is that the swan which you took him from? Have you taken the swan of Devadatta? What swan you are holding in your hand? Is that the same? Siddhartha, Your Highness, Devadatta has complained about this swan, but it is not his swan, it's mine. So now Siddhartha is speaking. Your Highness means Sarvabhaumare in Kannada. Devadatta has complained about this swan, but it's not his swan, it's mine. So what Siddhartha is telling about the swan? Devadatta has complained about this swan. No, but it's my swan, not Devadatta's swan. Devadatta interfered. Now he is telling something. No, Your Highness, it's not his. It's mine. I shot it with an arrow. Siddhartha is telling a lie. Now Devadatta got very angry when Siddhartha said that the swan should belong to him. Then Devadatta got very angry and telling something. No, Your Highness, it's not his, it's mine. No, no, the swan is not Siddhartha's, it's my swan. I shot it with an arrow. Siddhartha is telling a lie. It should belong to me because the swan was uh, it was shot by me, not by Siddhartha. So when I shot it, then it should belong to me. Siddhartha is telling a lie. King, be calm, Devadatta. You say that the swan is yours because you shot it. Is that right? King is asking now. Devadatta, be calm. Don't get very angry now. Let's find out the problem and find out the solution for this. You say that the swan is yours because you shot it. Because just you shot it with your arrow, so you feel that it should belong to you. Am I correct? Devadatta. Yes, sir. That's quite right. Yes, what you said is quite right. Because I shot it, so it should belong to me. King. What do you say, Siddhartha? Why do you say that the swan is yours? King. Now he's asking Siddhartha something. What? What do you say, Siddhartha? Why do you say that the swan is yours? Do you think, Siddhartha, the swan should belong to you? Siddhartha, Your Majesty, Devadatta shot this swan, but I saved its life. That's why it's mine. So Siddhartha is telling something. Your Majesty, Devadatta shot this swan, but I saved its life. That's why it's mine. Yes, what Devadatta said is correct. He shot the swan with his arrow. He hurted it, but I saved its life. That's why it's mine. Yes, what he said is correct. I saved its life, but he shot it. So, when I saved it, it should belong to me. Ministers, here. So, all the ministers in the court supporting Siddhartha. Yes, he saved the life of that bird and it should belong to Siddhartha, they say. King, listen, Siddhartha, a Kshatriya can't give up what he has shot. Do you agree with me? King is interfering now. He's telling something. Siddhartha, listen to me. A Kshatriya can't give up what he has shot. Do you agree with me? So he is supporting Devadatta. He is telling whatever a Kshatriya gets by shooting or by acquiring, it should not go back. It will not go back. It should belong to the person who acquired it or who shot it. Do you agree with me? Siddhartha, yes, I do, sir. But a Kshatriya can't give up a suppliant either. This swan came to me for protection. I can't give it up. So now Siddhartha is pointing out something else. What is that? Your Highness. Yes, I do, sir. I agree with your words, sir. What? But there's one more point. But also there is a rule that a Kshatriya can't give up a suppliant either. Suppliant means the person who is depending upon, who is relying upon the king. So there is a rule in Kshatriyas that we can't give up a suppliant either. Whoever comes to us for the protection, they will not be given back. They will not be uh, they will not be said no. Always they are supported, always they are given with a shelter. So this swan came to me for protection. I wanted to protect it, I protected the swan, and now it's mine. I don't want to give it back to kill. So this swan should belong to me. Devadatta, Your Highness, this is quite injustice. I shot the swan, so it's mine. Now Devadatta interfering. He's very angry. He is telling, Your Highness, this is injustice. I shot the swan, so it's mine. So it's injustice it is. Because I shot, it should belong to me. So I can't give it back. It's mine now. King. Well, boys, I'm puzzled. It's a strange case. I don't know how to decide it. To the Chief Minister, can you help me? So now the king is very much puzzled. He is not able to solve the problem. So he's telling something to his ministers. What is telling? I don't know how to decide it. Can you help me, ministers? So he is turning towards his chief minister and asking for the help. Chief Minister, I'll try, Your Highness. King, very well, then please go ahead. Now the ministers accepted to help to solve the situation and he's telling, yes, I'll try, Your Highness. Now king is very happy and is allowing the minister to solve the problem. He asked him to go ahead with the problem. Chief Minister, Prince Siddhartha and Prince Devadatta, please listen to me. Prince Devadatta says that the swan is his because he had shot it. And Prince Siddhartha says that it is his because he saved its life. Am I right? So now Chief Minister is interfering and trying to solve the problem. So he's asking both the princes, Prince Siddhartha and Prince Devadatta, please listen to me. Prince Devadatta says that the swan is his because he had shot it. And Prince Siddhartha says that it is his because he saved its life. Am I right? So he's confirming whatever Siddhartha and Devadatta told, it's correct. So finally he says, am I correct? Now the princes are speaking. Siddhartha and Devadatta together they say, yes, you are right. Chief Minister, good. Now, Prince Siddhartha, please put the swan on this stool. So, Chief Minister asked the guards to bring a stool and asked Siddhartha to keep the swan on the stool. Okay. Now, Siddhartha puts the swan on the stool and goes back to his place.